各位记者朋友，大家下午好。
Good afternoon, media friends. Welcome to today's press conference. First, an announcement. On February the 10th, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Minister of Foreign Affairs Wang Yi will attend and address the opening session of the first APEC 2026 Senior Officials Meeting in Guangzhou. Now, questions, please.
Kyoto News. Yesterday, in Japan's election, the Liberal Democratic Party won a landslide victory, and Takaichi will be in power. What kind of foreign policy, does China expect from Takaichi's government?
The election is the internal affair of Japan. But the deep-seated and structural problems, as well as the thinking, tendency, and trend reflected by the election, need to be carefully thought about by visionary people of Japan and the international community. The lessons of history are still fresh in memory and should not be overlooked. We urge Japan's governing authorities to face up to, rather than brush aside, the concerns of the international community, follow the path of peaceful development rather than return to militarism, and abide by the four political documents between China and Japan rather than breach their commitments. If Japan's far-right forces miscalculate the situation and do what they want, they will meet the rejection from the Japanese people and firm response from the international community. China's policy on Japan maintains consistency and continuity and will not change just due to one election. We once again urge Japan to retract the erroneous remarks of Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi on Taiwan and take concrete actions to display basic sincerity for upholding the political foundation of China-Japan relations. Our message to Japan governing authorities: the Chinese people remain unwavering in our determination to safeguard the nation's core interests, defend the outcomes of World War II victory and post-war international order, and fight back at and thwart all provocations and reckless moves of anti-China forces. Next one, please.
TV Asahi. Also on Japan's election, Prime Minister Takaichi, after the election, took an interview, and she said that she answered a question on the visit to Yasukuni Shrine, and she said that she will visit the shrine and create conditions for it. What's your comment? The Yasukuni War Shrine is a spiritual tool and symbol of Japanese militarists' war of aggression. The shrine honors 14 convicted Class A war criminals responsible for Japan's aggression. The nature of the issue concerning the Yasukuni War Shrine is whether Japan can face up to and deeply reflect on its history of militarist aggression. The issue bears on human conscience and political foundation of China-Japan relations, as well as the credibility of Japan. Amnesia of history means betrayal, and denial of responsibility spells repetition. This year marks the 80th anniversary of the beginning of the Tokyo trials. As we mark the anniversary, Japan in particular needs to face squarely to and deeply reflect on its history of aggression, be prudent on historical issues such as the Yasukuni War Shrine, not to repeat history, and make a clean break with militarism with real actions. 法新社黎智英今天在审判中被判为20年的监禁。在斯坦默近期访华的期间，向中方提出了离案。中方对于量刑有什么样的评论？
I would like to point out, Jim Lai is a Chinese citizen. He is the main planner and participant in a series of anti-China and destabilizing activities. It is seriously violating the principle and bottom line of one country, two systems, seriously damaging national security, the prosperity and stability of Hong Kong and the people's well-being, and should be punished by law. The Hong Kong SAR is ruled by law, and the judicial authority doing its duty to safeguard the authority of the law and safeguarding national security is reasonable, legitimate, and lawful. The central government firmly supports the Hong Kong SAR in safeguarding national security and punishing the crimes according to law. According to practice, the better the Hong Kong national security law is implemented, the more stable, secure is the Hong Kong society, and the legitimate rights and freedom of the Hong Kong people can be safeguarded. And the practice of one country, two systems can go far and steady. And on the certain countries, the case is the internal issue of the Hong Kong SAR. We urge related countries to respect China's sovereignty, rule of law, and refrain from issuing irresponsible speeches about the trial and interfere in Hong Kong's judiciary or China's internal affairs in any form. Next one, please.
Thank you. A question from Television Tokyo.
东电。近期中方对日的强硬立场，对于昨天日本的大选结果产生了影响，中方对此有何评论？
请再重复一遍。
Could you please repeat your question? 有观点认为，中方近期对日的强硬立场，对于昨天日本的大选结果产生了重大影响。中方对此有何评论？ I didn't really get the first part of your question. You said that within China there is...有观点认为，中方近期对日强硬立场，对于昨天日本大选结果产生了重大影响。东电指的是有观点认为。China never interferes in other countries' internal affairs and firmly opposes any erroneous words and deeds that interfere in China's internal affairs, infringes on China's core interests, violate international law and basic norms governing international relations, and disrupt regional peace and stability. China's policy toward Japan is clear and maintains continuity and consistency. Whichever leader or political party is in power in Japan, they must abide by the full political documents between China and Japan and its own pacifist constitution, and honor its commitments and international obligations. Next one, please.
Thank you. And another question.
东京电视台。在日本的大选结果公布之后，中国的社交媒体上出现了一些帖子，表达了对于日本右倾的担忧。中国政府对此有何评论？
当年日本
Several decades ago, Japanese militarists lead Japan to the wrong path of launching wars of aggression, committing untold crimes to its Asian neighbors and the world, and also bringing profound suffering to the Japanese people. The painful lessons of history must be remembered for us to look ahead to the future. Whether Japan will follow the path of peaceful development and take concrete actions to earn the trust of its neighboring countries and the international community, or it will go against the trend of history and challenge the post-war international order. It needs to be carefully thought about by those in the government and visionary people in Japan.
TV Asahi. In the lower house election, the Liberal Democratic Party won a victory, and U.S. President Trump commented on the victory and mentioned her peace through strength agenda. What's your comment on that? The election is Japan's domestic affair. The U.S. and Japan handling their bilateral relations should be conducive to regional peace and stability. Next one, please.
Thank you. Another from AFP. It's been
法新社有报道称，特朗普和平委员会将会在2月19号，也就是下周4的时候召开第一次领导人会议。中方是否接受到了邀请？中方会否参加此次会议？
We have made our response about the Board of Peace. There is nothing new to add now.
下一个问题。
Next one, please.
大家还有其他问题吗？
Any other questions?
last one from AFP.
法新社，中方推翻了对于加拿大公民谢伦伯格的死刑判决，中方对此有何评论？这是否代表着中加之间关系的改善？
据了解。
It is learned that relevant Chinese judicial authorities reviewed the case concerning the death penalty and issued the ruling. For anything specific, I'd refer you to competent authorities. Let me stress that Chinese judicial authorities handle cases and make the rulings independently in accordance with the law.
大家还有问题？
Any other questions?
好，那今天的记者会就到。
This is all for today's press conference. Thank you.